What's up, guys? This is JTQ9 of LVT, and welcome back to the channel. We've got Season 49, War number 6, and this war is a big one. Right now, we are ranked number 1, and these guys are ranked number 1. We are ranked number 2, I believe. And this is most likely battle for the war champions of the season. I mean, there's still a lot of wars left, so I can't necessarily say that, but this is a big one. This is a big war. So let's get started. So I've got this CGR, which I've taken every war, and you're getting tired of it, so I try to fast forward it as much as possible. And just like that, he goes down. So we move on to the next one. I've got this Craven. Never taken him here, though. I've taken him kind of in another spot, but the idea, again, is to build some prowess up so I can get my extra damage on the specials. I don't like him throwing SP1s as much as possible to get the trap or get rooted there. So I try to push him to SP2 as much as I can. But at the same time, I have to make sure that I back out to make sure that the weakness falls off so I can actually do some damage. So the idea, again, building the prowess, pushing him to the SP2. And why is he indestructible? Oh, sorry, it's a Fury. Never mind, I take that back. So yeah, so I was able to obviously dex that out and then continue going on as, again, trying to keep in mind that the weakness is up, throw the SP2 when I get a chance, and then back out and kind of let the shocks or the plasma do the damage. So he ended up going down relatively quickly, relatively easily, and again, I'm very, very comfortable with these nodes. I take them 10 out of 12 wars, it seems. So again, very, very comfortable with using Wiccan especially. And we're moving on now to this Piggy, Spider Ham. So this Spider Ham can get out of control if not like being cautious. So I did put on max deep wound, so I did change my masteries here, and the idea is to finish with a light to kind of inflict a deeper bleed. But the idea is that the second you get a special available, a bar of power, you need to throw it right away before his kind of piggy charges start adding up. And then once it gets up to, I think, 5 or 6, you can get into some serious trouble. So the idea is that I was trying to time where my specials are coming, and every time he threw a special that would put debuffs off me, I would heavy counter to knock them off and make sure that he no longer was unblockable. So you can see that he has one piggy kind of charge on him because I held up my special just a fraction too long, and that's why the whole idea with this fight, maybe a little bit longer, was just managing power and making sure that any debuff that kind of got on me was now removed. And anytime I got close to the SP1, to make sure that I was able to time it properly, that I could kind of dispel the energy kind of right away. So overall, this fight, I don't think I could have done it any cleaner. Obviously, I had 99% health left. So very, very happy with the way that went down. So I had to change my masteries back to what kind of my standard setup. And then we're going into the Surfer fight. So this I've taken before as well. Wiccan is a perfect counter here, only because he won't be able to get any debuff. Like he's armor break immune, so Server won't be able to put any debuffs on, which would allow, gets me into trouble in time. So what I do have to pay attention to is the power sting that's up. Honestly, a lot of the time I don't even think I pay attention to it, but every 10 kind of hits in the combo, it will remove until the timer kind of resets. So the idea is like there, I ended up throwing it without even paying attention to it, just to get the plasma up, because with Surfer being, energy resistant, shock resistant and kind of incinerate resistant, he just gains health, he doesn't take any damage. So the idea is that you have to get the plasma up on him to actually do any damage over time. So overall, just making sure you don't get clipped. I try to get a resist up in case he goes unblockable with his specials and can do some damage. And then throwing my SP2s and having, the power backs on, which this kind of frustrates me, because you'll see the implications at the end. And again, this wasn't the reason why the outcome of the war happened, but this war basically comes down to time in the end. So if you can shave off, 3 seconds, 5 seconds here and there, it can have a major impact on the result. So anyways, I've got this Arcus next. This is a rematch from last war, different node, but more or less a rematch on a lesson on how to actually take him this time. So compared to last time when I got myself in all kinds of trouble, this time I played him properly. So the typical, what I'll usually do is I'll get a neutralize up on him, and then I'll parry heavy to remove his power gain, and then once that's up, I'll try to keep the neutralize up as much as possible. See there, he threw an unblockable SB2, and he's more likely to throw the SB2, and I believe he has a power gain. He gains power a little bit quicker as well. So I need to make sure that my resist is up at all times, and that way there's no fear that if he throws the SP2 that I won't take any damage from that. So overall, very happy. The fight went down really well. But when we were talking about time, we ended up losing to the Shadow Guardians. Shout out to J-Will and a couple guys over there. Those are some good guys. But they ended up taking us by 100 and 69 seconds or something. So if I could have maybe saved that 5 seconds there, other people saved as well. Anyway, so good game to them. Congrats. That moves us to 5 wins, 1 loss on the season. That moves me to 23 kills and 1 death. And now we have to basically win out for any chance of this happening, and it's going to be an interesting path towards trying to get that War Champion title. So podium would be nice, but we're going for that War title hopefully this time. So we'll see what happens. So anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. Congrats again. Good games to S. And we will catch you guys on the next one. Take care.